Hi everyone. The unit test I gave recently, the investigating small business section, we'll go and discuss this paper. It's a paper out of 30 and there is a 6 mark and a 9 mark also. This question you can see bakes by Hannah. Hannah is a successful entrepreneur. She set up Bakes by Hannah as a sole trader 5 years ago. As she was fed up working for a renowned international chain, the Move and Pick, and she invested all of her own savings when she set up the bakery Bakes by Hannah. So a cafe that sells cakes made by organic ingredients bake at their own kitchen. The business actually the employs a total number of 11 employees right now, and out of which the cafe manager and the head chef directly report to Hannah. Apart from the 11 full-time employees, the cafe also recruits part-time staff to serve customers during busy times. The cafe manager is in the charge of promoting Bakes by Hannah on various social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook. So she has already have a list on various social media platforms she's using. Various social media sites such as Instagram and Facebook due to the increased demand by the followers on social media. Bakes by Hannah is considering both opening a new outlet and introducing a new range of scrumptious goodies in the future. Right. So when I'm go through this your answers, I actually mainly see that the lack of application skill is a main. If someone actually ended up with like a low marks, mainly this bakery. So what you can when you're applying for this case study, when you're doing this case study, you have to always apply the context. The context given here, the bakery context. Everything she actually the owner is a Hannah, so you can use the Hannah, and the BPH is like a limited application because it's always the name of the business is not valid, like it's not a strong application point. So always you have to talk about the ingredients, the organic ingredients, their where she works and how she actually earns money, and then how many employees they are working, what are the bakery item, cakes and other items that she's preparing, right? Everything. So these are the main application points. So what I feel, in most of the answers, you actually miss the application points. Okay. In question number 1, they asked the question, which of the following is an advantage to Stella of being a sole trader? Of being an advantage is, the answer is flexibility, right? Limited liability is wrong. There is no limited liability for sole traders. Continuity is not there because there is no continuity because of the unincorporated business. There is unlimited liability, but that is the disadvantage. So correct answer is the flexibility, right? And the part 2, as with the Herzberg theory, everyone, the Herzberg 2-factor theory, which one of the following could be considered as a motivator? In motivators and the hygiene factors, we talk about the motivators are art track, the mnemonic code I called you, art track, achievement, recognition, the work itself, RAG, responsibility, advancement and growth. So their recognition is a part of the motivator. Giving the recognition for the worker is the feeling of motivation. So pay is a hygiene factor, company policy is a hygiene factor, quality of supervision is a hygiene factor, the answer is recognition. So I found all the people, actually everyone, like they, this question they have actually done correctly. The first question, sometimes I found out some people struggle. Some people found out limited liability or unlimited liability, but answer is flexibility. First one, second one, recognition. And the second one, I feel that everyone, I think about 100% of the students actually they correctly recognize what is the motivator here, right? And this one also like a little bit tricky. I found some people actually like messed up with the 4 P's. Product, price, place, promotion is the correct answer. Third one, price, product, place, and promotion. But some of you actually sometimes you product, price, place, and packaging. Some people actually found out very minimum, but most of you correctly identify what is the key elements of the marketing mix: product, price, place, and promotion. And part B, define the term delegation. This one also, I think I found out most of you actually like about, more than 90% of the students actually they correctly apply the delegation definition. You found out it's actually giving or transferring the authority from a senior manager to a delegate. A delegation of authority means you are giving some kind of like a responsibilities to the subordinate or a junior, transferring the process of transferring the responsibility and authority for a senior level to junior level, or you can see delegation of the authority from high rank to low rank, like that. So whatever. So definition is a key term means the transferring of authority. This is a key term was to someone. That's correct. 1 mark stand for that. And part C, state non-financial objective of the HENA might use for BBH. This one also one non-financial objective person satisfaction by doing a bakery. Independence and control. So that another some non-financial thing. Some of you actually link to the case study because it's important. State question is application questions. Which means actually she can able to make the decisions about the bakery, what ingredients she has to purchase, what kind of items she has to introduce, what kind of treats she had to actually bake, like that. So that she can make the independent decisions. So independence is a non-financial objective. So independence, control, customer satisfaction. So whatever thing you
Sir?
have to apply the case study here. Application is important. Yes, you have a question. Yeah.
So what? So if you said customer satisfaction, what application would you put for that?
Yeah, if you say customer satisfaction, they have to say the customer satisfaction of the people who purchase bakery products. Customer satisfaction of the, so this case, the HANA selling cakes. So you can see customer satisfaction of the people who purchase cakes, and or customer satisfaction who visit the cafeteria. Customer satisfaction who purchase their pastries or short eats. So like that, you have to give kind of a like a customer satisfaction means the main customers of a cafe. You know, it's a restaurant and then it's a cafe. You can see customers who visit in their cafe, the customer satisfaction of the, so like that. You have to talk about not just the customer satisfaction. So if you just write in customer satisfaction that 0 marks, so in order to get the full marks, you have to write customer satisfaction of the consumers who visit the cafeteria of the Bakes by Hannah, like that. So outline question, part D, outline one advantage to BPH. Outline an advantage for BPH of recruiting part-time staff. This also, most of you actually found out they mainly stick, get 1 out of 2 without 2 out of 2 because again this is the application, right? So most of you actually you correctly apply that normally correctly write the point here. Advantage of using the recruiting part-time staff. So this case, part-time staff is more efficient and it's very cost convenient. And also some of you actually give answer about they can actually manage the customers in the busy times. So that's the correct application. Busy times are in the evenings or sometimes specific day like Christmas season, or it can be a Valentine day. Sometimes some people actually wrote like that. So that's the correct application. So we can say the advantage of recruiting part-time staff, it will be yes, cost effective, and also it will be more flexible because part-time workers you can employ in busy times such as, you know, it can be Christmas evening, or it can be a Valentine day, it can be a Thanksgiving day, or whatever. So event, so you can see in the busy times, even some after 6 o'clock, or in the morning time, with the more customers are coming to their cafeteria to have some coffee. So like that. So it's important to mention some advantage plus application apply to the context. So what I found, like about 50% of the students, they actually, the application point is a missing. So I think everyone has to actually, when you go into the final examination, you have to make sure that application points are there. It's actually, that's the soul of the answer. Anyone can give a general answer. If I just ask anyone, okay, what's the advantage using part-time staff? They can say, oh, it's very efficient, it's very flexible, it's cost convenient, and it's very not like permanent staff, part-time staff. You can see you cannot pay like a high salaries and everything. So therefore, it's very cost effective. Like that, different people can give different answers like that. But that's everyone 1 out of 2. In order to get the other mark, application, you have to apply to the BBH, the Bakes by Hannah, the restaurant chain, you have to apply the how you can actually use the part-time workers in a restaurant. Uh, then you will be able to either get the correct, like a 2 out of 2 maximum you can hire. Yes, for example, cost convenience, you can say yes, part-time staff may be more efficient and cost effective. If let's say a waiters, some people actually use these terms such as waiters and the cashiers, or sometimes the waiters and the restaurant cleaners and all, by employing them as a part-time. The Hannah no need to pay them you can give them like an hourly rate, a minimum wage for them to get their work done, like it can be 3 hours or 2 hours, like some kind of contract. So it's easy for her to hire like that. So you have to give kind of like a touch of the case study here in order to get the outline 2 marks. Part E, another outline question. Outline one method of primary research Hannah could use to identify her customer preference. Here also it's a very successful. A lot of people actually written the answers like observation, questionnaire, like interview, consumer panel, something like that. Right? So, but primary research for a cafeteria, I think you can ask like giving some questionnaires from them, questions about the like a bakery items, about the cakes, right? So she can actually, or by observation is a good method, right? So without asking anything, she can actually observation. She can put some kind of like a camera or something in the reception area, in the dining area, what kind of food they like, what kind of like orders the consumers like to order, what kind of cakes, what kind of pastries, what kind of a coffee, like like that. This kind of a advantage. So primary research, the gathering information firsthand. So in that kind of a situation, you can say the customers are always, you can do the observation or questionnaire. Some customers you can interview, you can just ask some question, like verbal question, sometimes observing them like that. You can tell them different thing like organization. You can tell them to like observation mainly, but mainly consumer panels little bit expensive for a sole trader. So I think it's better to avoid that kind of a response, because consumer panels is better for a large business. Focus group consumer panels are expensive and time consuming, and I don't think most consumers would like to spend like that. Like some people like are very busy, they are coming to just take some snack and go like that. So best method is, I think, customer preferences. She can online, sometimes she can use a WhatsApp, or sometimes Facebook, sometimes questionnaire she can provide, online questionnaire. Or some people you can ask like verbal, like interview them. You can just verbally ask what kind of a food you like to have, and like, so that will be a good primary method of observation, and questionnaire method will be better. But you have to apply to the case study. The bakery customers, you can ask about their thing, the ingredients, the prices, their colors, everything, ingredients you can ask them. Okay, another outline question. Outline on imports of the BBH of having highly motivated staff. This is also simple. Looks like simple question. Highly motivated staff, increase the productivity, efficiency. They will be produce more, and then the labor turnover will be low, like that. So I found certain answers like that without application. So maximum 1 mark will be there for the correct point, but other 1 mark you can achieve only if you apply the case study only. For example, having highly motivated staff, we can see yes, bakery, especially chefs, and the waiters and other cashiers and other helpers. If they're highly motivated, you can see in this case she has 11 number of members of staffs are there. 11 people are working with her. So if they're motivated, which means that customer satisfaction will be better. They will give a quality service for the customers who are visiting to their restaurant. Moreover, another one you can say, another importance of productivity, high motivation. You can see their labor turnover will be low, absenteeism will be low, which means daily they will report to the work, right? They would like to come early in the morning and open the shop. Some they want to like stay more time, so they are working willingly, and they will be get like the self-motivated staff will be important for them. So labor turnover will be the people who are leaving the organization. The BPH will be low. The high motivated staff, that means the long-term staff relationship you can mention, that is Stella can actually, so Hannah can actually bring that this staff members, you can keep them for a long time, that with long service you can expect from them, and experience service means more productivity for the business can be expected. So motivated staff is important. So happy customers, the secret of happy customers, once the Jack Ma also mentioned, if your staff is happy, that means customers also happy. Happy staff, happy customers. So therefore, treat your staff very well, and they will then the staff will treat the customers very well. So it's like a link. So always keep in mind to motivate your staff. Staff motivation is important.
Sir,
Yes.
so if you wrote that motivated staff will decrease worker absenteeism, and so customer satisfaction will be kept high because the service will be fast and efficient, is that you get 2 marks?
No, there is no linking of application. Service you mentioned some word service. You can see service of, you can see, you have to give example. In this case, like service of like serving food will be efficient. And then they will take care of the customer feedback and customer orders in time. Like customers will be not waiting in a queue that much of time. So like that, you have to give example in a restaurant, like a atmosphere in a restaurant background, restaurant environment, in a bakery environment, what kind of a service motivated staff can offer. So like that. So your point is correct, but you have to just, yes, you mentioned about the service. Explain what kind of a service, like for example, treating, for example, giving the, like giving warm foods, offering them, serving them efficiently in a timely manner, offering foods, offering cakes, and contact the customer immediately for the orders and everything. Sometimes some people might get online orders, some birthday cakes and all, might give a call and order, sometimes online they order. So to efficiently to attend the customer orders. Every customer, every single customer is important. So therefore, your point is accurate, but you have to mention it only just a few points. Yeah, just a bakery that context you have to touch in a answer. Explain one benefit of BPH introducing wider product range. This case you can see wider product range in terms of the bakery. They are not selling cakes, only their beverages also they are selling. Can be coffee, you can assume pastries and other, can be hot dogs, it can be fish bun, it can be like donut. So many, bakery product. If you say the bakery, you must be able to think what kind of a wide products they are selling. But in general answer for this, mainly explain question, we don't expect application. So one benefit for offering wide product range, you can just write a AO1 knowledge level without touching the case study. Explain question you can write, because we are mainly, I think a lot of students in this case actually the advantage, I think they got 3 out of 3, most of you. But in order to get the 3 out of 3, you have to write the 1 point, 1 benefit, and you have to develop that benefit, right? Explain, like give one benefit and that 1 point, and you develop that point in another 2 sentences. Then only we are getting give you 3 out of 3. Instead of writing a 1 benefit, someone write multiple benefit, like 2 or 3 benefits. So that maximum you will get only 1 mark. That also keep in mind. That's Excel marking guidelines. If someone actually write more than 1 benefit, this will be maximum 1 mark. Therefore, don't write like that. So write 1 benefit and then explain and develop that point. For example, this case, we can say introducing wide product range. Then I remember one student actually wrote about by having wide product range, the business can increase their market share, right? And then you have to explain that's advantage by offering wide product range, they can increase the market share. How? Then you have to explain. For example, a business who offer wide product range. So this case, you can, if you want, you can get a general example, or you can get this example. In case if they're offering a different product range, for example, cakes, pastries, coffee, donuts, and etc., etc. So you can say the customers will be like more customers will be wanted to come, and their needs and wants will be satisfied. For example, I think one student wrote about the vegan products. If some customers are there, who like vegan or vegetarians are there, vegans are there. If you offer, if you caring about those people, and if you have some kind of like a product lines for vegan products and food for vegetarians, so then I think they will also satisfy and you can increase your market share. Therefore, this leads to increase the sales and profitability. Like that, you have to explain one point, one advantage, and then develop that one. Another person can say by introducing a wider product range, the risk of business failing can reduce because of the diversity of the product. The business will be able to sell more items to more target customers and wide different customers and diversified market. Therefore, if one product fail, if one product actually imagine people stop buying cakes, but still they can survive. Why? They are not only providing cakes, but in order at same time they are selling breads also, breads and buns. So it's an essential item, right? You can see this kind of pandemic situation also. The bakery products, even though you can't buy cakes, people are not buying cakes, but they are buying continuously buying breads and other items because those are essential items. People like to have sandwich or something. So that's why even though cakes business, right, the cake demand goes down, they can still actually survive from other products lines like like a sandwich breads and other donuts and the fish buns and everything. So that's the advantage, even the low risk of business failure, right? This is because when the business have a different diversified product range, even there's a one product line stop purchasing or one product line fails, the still business have a chance of surviving and maximizing their profit through other product lines. In example, you can say in this case, in a bakery, if people stop buying let's say cakes, other people will still buying the other items. There are other item pastries and the rolls and the breads and but everything. So if you give kind of that kind of answer, I think easily you can get the 3 out of 3. But keep in mind, explain question, you don't need to actually apply to the case study. It's a generic answer only we expect, but you have to make sure to write 1 point and develop it. Okay, and then I gave a 6-mark question. In the 6-mark question, I mainly expect two AO2 and AO3, which mean application and analysis skills only we are mainly sharing, mainly we expecting. So this case, I think a lot of people actually got, I think one student got, I think 6 out of 6. Most of you actually got more than 3, but some of my answers I found out 0 application. Therefore, those answers will end up maximum 3 out of 6. But because if you don't write any application, if you just haven't touched the case study, but you have just have the right points, like 2 benefits, if you have point out, if you explain without application, you can still have half of the marks, which is 3. But if that is, I'm telling that is in vain, because why? You can still have the chance of going to 6 out of 6 easily. Just because I think lack of practice and the the knowledge and the application skills, I think a lot of students actually I found out they are losing mark for this kind of question, 6 and 9 marks specifically, because I think the lack of practice. It is okay because in the beginning, because you are still in the beginning of the process, right? If you are doing IGCSE next year, so I think you can actually develop, because you are doing a series of examination coming up in future. So you can do these other practice papers like this. You can actually improve your application knowledge and these answer structures and everything. I think it's a good time for you to actually have kind of a reflection about yourself. What kind of a level am I in, right? If you have got for this question like above like 5 or 6, that is definitely a good level of application. You are really good in application. You know the structure. But if someone of you ended up with a 3 or 2 or 4, I am thinking. So at 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 6, which means you have hard work. You have to work actually on application skills. Actually, you have to practice more application questions in future. This question, cafe manager make use of various social media platforms to research customer needs, analyze the benefits of each of using social media to conduct market research. The social media main benefits, right? We talk about those things under even the communication, also social media, in even the our communication lesson, and also the communication is important in the market research, especially in market research. We talk about the now new trend in market research is they are doing market research by using social media, because that's a new trend. A lot of people are using social media. In the case study also they explain, in this case study Hannah already she actually using the last pair I can see, bakes by Hannah on various social media sites such as Instagram and Facebook, right? Uh, and also due to the increased demand of the followers on social media, bakes by Hannah is considering to opening a new outlet, right? So there are a lot of followers on Instagram and Facebook. So they have given some application hints. For this case, then you have to talk about what are the advantage of social media for the market researching purpose. They can gather large amount of data because the wider market, because it's actually social media gives you not like 100, 200, like 1,000, 2,000 above. If it's like if you start some social media platform for a business, then you can cover up that entire like a hunt, like about you can see 10 kilometers or 1 kilometer, 3 kilometer radius around their business, like a location they can track, and then through the location they will give you that entire like customers who are possible customers, they are sharing this message, they are sharing this information. So you can boost your advertisement, everything, and also you can boost this promotional thing. Now researching things, especially you can actually get a lot of feedbacks from the customers. You can see in this case, you can get a lot of feedback from the consumers who are visiting to the Bakes by Hannah, or potential visitors who wanted to visit this bakery, regarding product price, place, and promotion mix, right? Regarding the flavors they want, regarding the price range they would like to have, regarding the quality and the customer feedback, right? Like, so basically that first advantage is, yes, broad reach, large number of customers feedback can be gathered from the consumers who actually visited to the Bakes by Hannah. Therefore, they can actually get the feedback such as the most popular product, the customers' likes and dislikes of some certain items, and customers' feedback about the pricing, customer feedback about the employee, like the service, customer service. So you can gather so much of information, wide, broad reach, and large number of information you can gather. That's the first advantage. And moreover, I noticed that so much of you actually talk about the cost advantage of using social media to research. Yes, that's also true, because if you are gathering information without like you not using social media, by using other traditional methods such as observations and the interviews and focus groups, will be very expensive. So social media, it's a lot of people say it's a free method of actually gathering information, and it's convenient and easy. These words actually I noticed a lot of students actually use. Successful, they have written the answer, but some of you actually unable to link to the case study. So the advantage is cost convenient advantage and easy advantage to get the information, because of the platforms are very user friendly. Yes, you can say not like the other methods. It's bakery. Hannah can easily, because she has already platforms are there, Instagram and Facebook. So you can use these methods to gather the information. She can launch some kind of a voting method. Sometimes you can ask them a questionnaire regarding the customer feedback or some Twitters, or she can get some updates from the customers. Like she can have some kind of a organize some kind of poll, like they have the kind of voting method, which product would you like most, and which bakery product, which coffee product, which cake would you like most, and everything. You can get the information, especially WhatsApp and social media, Instagrams are very very cheaper method and more convenient for her to use. This method, if you write like that for two paragraphs, so we can with the AO2 application 3 marks, analysis, the development points 3 marks. So always keep in mind when you're writing. Sometimes the question can be asked, analyze benefits, analyze impacts. If there's analyze impacts, you can write at either advantages and or disadvantages, or either one advantage or one disadvantage. So it's up to you. So analyze impacts means sometimes it's always better if you can write one positive and one negative. Can say however point. Okay, so and the part I define the term niche market. right? We talk about this concept under marketing introduction. There are different types of markets. Mass market, right, where the product actually being selling everywhere, the same product being selling, like Coca-Cola, I guess, is a good example of a mass market product. And the niche market. Niche market means a small market which has a specific unit. We are targeting at a specific group of customers which has similar buying characteristics. So sometimes the market is gone untouched by the large businesses. That's called the niche market. So niche market definition, I think most of you actually correctly gave the correct definition. You got 1 mark for that. Last question of the paper, so we talk about the Hannah. Going to introduce a new cake called Essence of Heaven. In order to increase the profit from the launch, PBH is considering 2 pricing options. Option 1, penetration pricing. Option 2, skimming pricing. So these 2 option prices actually, skimming penetration goes like together. Penetration means high-low method, starting at lower price and then increasing. Low-high method, penetrate into the market with the high competition. You can start low price and then gradually you can increase the price. Second method is skimming. Skimming method we call high low price. The opposite of penetration is a skimming. Penetration you start at low price and increasing gradually. Skimming pricing you start at high price and then decreasing gradually. Other than this, you have other methods, like psychological pricing, cost plus pricing, competition pricing. Talk about, right? So pricing handout, just you can see the last handout we finished is the pricing strategies, different pricing techniques. You should know the good and bad side of the each and every pricing strategies like this. And 9-mark question, I found out another the important thing actually point that most of you actually messed up is the structure of the 9-marker. You actually haven't understood it. It's okay because it's the initial stage. This kind of errors happen like most of you. 9-marker, the proper structure is select one option because they're asking justify which one of these options they should choose. Select one option and then you have to give 2 advantages of that and 1 disadvantage. Like 2-1 method always apply. You select penetration. You can straight away you can start without writing definition. We can just write penetration will be advantage in this case. Bakery, the Essence of Heaven cake will be more popular with the low price. Customers will be more, consumers will like to taste the cake at an affordable price for them. Therefore, the cake will be more popular and then more sales, which leads to more profit for the Bakes by Hannah. Moreover, penetration pricing will be will give more chance of getting more competition and everything. Like there is like a lot of, imagine other cake shops are there around, and if this is a customers who are actually looking to some customers are there mainly like a bargain, like looks like some customers may wanted to actually try cheap products. So then you can actually penetrate into those markets and you can beat the competitors and you can enter into the like a larger market share of the cake industry by using penetration pricing. Therefore, this leads to increase the sales and therefore it will be increasing the profitability of the Hannah, right? And moreover, you can say, however, on the other hand, the penetration pricing will be the riskier. For example, if the new product like this Essence of Heaven, so sometimes consumer will be thinking, this is a cheaper product and low quality product because of the low price. So therefore, some customers will be the cake consumers would be not like to have it because they feel that this is actually a cheaper version and low quality version of the cakes. Therefore, the customer impression will be the brand value of the business and the cake will go down because some customers measuring the quality of the product by looking at the price. Okay, so like that, you can give like that 2 advantages and 1 disadvantages, and at the ending point you can say, therefore overall the Hannah should be go ahead with the penetration pricing because advantages outweigh the disadvantages. However, it depends on the Hannah's thinking. It depends on the Hannah's other products being sold. Some people actually gave about some evaluation regarding, however, depends on the costing part because penetration pricing gives a kind of a low margin, so you can keep on low profit margin. So if Hannah actual situation is she has a high cost to maintain, then I think penetration pricing would not be suitable. Like some people try to evaluate and give an opinion that okay, but basically keep in mind always you have to have two advantages and one disadvantage of select option. That's it. No definition and no conclusion. But in like general ending is fine. We expect like a nice ending from you. Therefore, overall, option one has more advantages than disadvantages, and however it depends on this. Okay, and if someone actually picked skimming. So, but I found that in most answers, most of you actually like to compare and contrast these two. So in that kind of answers, actually you can maximum you can reach like 5 or 6 out of 9. You're losing 4 marks because you're not mainly follow the correct structure, right? So that don't go anyway, don't go and want to contrast and compare these two. Always they're asking justify one item. So they pick one option and talk about that. You can strike off other option. Okay. Instead of penetration, if someone thought about some people I found that one paragraph about penetration, final paragraph about the skimming, and then conclusion they talk about okay, no, this should be better than this. That's a wrong structure. So you are losing half of your marks because of that wrong structure. Therefore, always keep in mind 9 marker, take one option and talk about one option, that two advantages and one disadvantage of one option. Option 2, skimming. Skimming will be the method that charging high price in the beginning and gradually lowering it, and that you can maintain high profit margin for a product like cakes, like Essence of Heaven. You can see that this definition is no need to write in the answer. You can just start with that. Firstly, option 2 will be better. Firstly, because of skimming pricing would be by introducing high price for Essence of Heaven, the customers might thinking that would be a higher quality product because the Hannah will be using the organic ingredients for the cakes. When she making the item, she's not using that much of artificial item. So that would be important because of the ingredients are expensive. So she can actually charge high prices for this cake, and then that reflect the quality of the cake because it's a Essence of Heaven. Essence of Heaven will be not cheaper definitely. So like you can say that more customers will buy because of the high quality and taste, and therefore good brand value, and therefore leads to high profit margin. Moreover, you can say, yeah, the penetration skimming pricing will be give an opportunity for Hannah to cover up the high research and development cost. Initially, she actually do some research and developing. So by getting more profit in the beginning by selling these cakes, she would be able to cover her initial research and development cost of bakery products, and she can expand that money, and also because she has idea of increasing the number of outlets. So that will be opportunity for her to actually to use that money to actually for her growth perspectives. However, point you can say the disadvantage of skimming. Skimming pricing would not be suitable for the majority of the consumers because there are a lot of people are price hunters. Some people skimming would be good for the early adopters, right? I told skimming would be greater for the early adopters who can actually like a rich customer segment in the business. But however, majority of the customers would be missing there because the skimming would not match with their budget and income level. So a lot of customers who visit into the bakery would like to have a affordable food, like daily essentials. They want to have their daily bread and coffee and the snack sandwich and the coffee, expecting not the this kind of Essence of Heaven. So you can criticize that skimming level. One evaluation point is enough. Two advantages and one disadvantage. Skimming would be reduce the market share because of the high price. Therefore, Hannah would not be able to increase the market share and increase the profit because lot less people will purchase the cakes from BBH. Right? Finally, you can say overall, therefore, skimming pricing would be better because the advantages outweigh disadvantages like that. So two options, both options are correct. There is no one single option always have a correct. Either option is correct. The way you writing is essential. So always keep in mind when you're writing is skimming or penetration or cost plus or psychological or competition, whatever pricing method, try to talk about only that option and give two advantage and one disadvantage. right? So like that, this is 9 mark and this end of the first 30 mark question. So like that, I think this paper would be, I think we fully discuss this paper today. So, right. So you'll see your final examination would be what kind of paper you are getting right now. Okay. So guys, so now in my next session, we are going to actually do more revision with like this kind of papers. Okay.